Hi folks, and welcome to today's video, training legs again after a lumbar herniated disc. Now, this is your first time here. I make a lot of great content for those folks out there suffering with low back pain problems such as herniated discs, bulging discs, lumbar stenosis, lumbar arthritis, sciatica. If that is you, hit that subscribe button. You're going to be notified when I upload some great new content to get you back on the road to pain-free recovery. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So folks, welcome to today's video, leg training after a lumbar herniated disc. Now, first time here, my name's Colin. I help a lot of people all around the world recover from their back pain problems through my YouTube content, one-to-one training, gym course online, etc. Many ways you can access my content, my free Facebook group as well, free discovery calls. And I've got a lot of people back to pain-free living again, including myself. So a little bit about me. Back in 2005, I did herniate my L5-S1 disc. I avoided surgery. I was able to rehab myself, started working with some doctors who used to refer people to me for the same condition. Brought myself back, developed my own kind of program, if you will. I had 20 odd years of pain-free living. There's some videos are going to pop up in a second. We do some deadlifts and squats and stuff like that. No issues whatsoever. I started training for a competition actually, and I did one particular exercise. I won't get into it too much, but it was the wrong, incorrect exercise. I just didn't think about it. It was given to me by somebody else to do, and sometimes your brain just switches off. Anyway, I actually re-injured, re-herniated that same disc again. That was about 20 months ago now. Officially got the MRI and stuff like that, and I've been progressing back to lifting again and being very progressive about it, gradual loading. I'm 20 years older than I was when I did it before, so my body does not respond the same way as far as healing is concerned. And all at the same time, I'm helping people get back to pain-free living themselves. Now, today I want to talk about my own leg training, where I've got to, which will help you guys to some of the exercises to choose to find the ones that are going to work for you, okay? Because a lot of people, they want to get back to squatting again, deadlifting again, and that's what I'm going to get to as well. I know I will. But along the way, you have to progressively overload those tissues, okay? So I just want to take you through what I did. This is actually 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Actually, it's my last workout that I did in this particular gym. It's because my wife gave birth to our baby girl a couple of weeks ago, so I've not been back to the gym yet, but still making content for you guys, okay? So first things first, when you work your lower body, you want to warm up the tissue. So I always recommend you use a bike or walk on the treadmill. Just get the blood pumping, okay? Now remember, I'm 20 months on in this particular session you're going to see in a second. So this is not in the first month, not in the first 2 months, okay? We've got to progress through bird dogs, you know, your sort of core work, a lot of body weight work, etc. All right? So then I move on to mobility, and there's a video that's going to pop up here. And I'm just mobilizing a little bit of cat-camel, cat-cow, however you describe it. Then I move into some hip rolls just to sort of loosen up my hip joints. I'm quite tight in my hips usually. And then I've got some knee rolls, okay? Because you'll also see when I'm doing my workouts that I'm actually going to wear knee supports. I do have a grade 3 torn meniscus in my right leg. I've torn my MCL twice in my left leg, martial arts. A lot of crepitus and stuff in there from various other activities. So I like to wear the knee wraps, keeps them warm, gives me a bit of support when I'm doing the particular exercises. So this particular workout with 5 exercises, I started with a machine front squat, stroke pendulum squat. It's got a kind of arc to it, so it's not a true pendulum squat, but it does put a lot less stress on your lower back, lumbar spine, and that's going to pop up now. And this was pretty heavy. This was like 160 kilos roughly, so it's about 405 pounds, 400 pounds. Obviously, the strength curve is different, okay, so it's not like you're front squatting 400 pounds, right? But the load on the spine is much less than a conventional front squat, which I've tested already with 80 kilos, 170 pounds. That was okay. But I want to progress myself on these types of activities, these movements you'll see them there. I'm going very slow on the way down, controlling. I don't go below parallel. Again, generally because of the torn meniscus in my right knee, but also I've had torn labrums in both of my hips. And when I do go below parallel with certain exercises, I will get agitated. So I stay just to maybe I'll break it on certain exercises, but usually parallel is as far as I go. So I'm just going to wrap up here. I was doing 10 to 15 repetitions. Took about a minute, 90 seconds rest. And then I went on to lying leg curl. Now, this is very light. I'm not sort of hyperextending my spine as I lift the legs. You'll see it's a very controlled motion coming up and I'm resisting on the way down, trying to get those hamstrings activated, trying to get some sort of strength back into them because I was, didn't really work them very much. Some hip extension, basic work all the way through because I don't want to aggravate the sciatica nerve. I had quite a bit of sciatica nerve pain, numbness, etc. into my foot. So did about 10 reps of those. Came out of that, okay, 90 seconds. So I actually paired those two. So I tend to work in a sort of pairing fashion where I'll do the kind of, agonist-antagonist work. So I was doing my quads, glutes, obviously first with the front squat type exercise. Took my 90 seconds rest, went to the lying leg curl, back, and I did like 4 or 5 sets, okay? It was 5 sets I did of these. Took 90 seconds break, then I went into walking lunges. Now you'll see there, I'm carrying a kettlebell in one side, and this is because I'm trying to sort of stimulate the sort of contralateral side of my spine. So when I'm holding the dumbbell on my right hand side, it's working a lot of the sort of lower left side of my lumbar spine, stopping me from side bending, okay? So it's good for that sort of counter side bending movement. So I do my 10, 12 steps one way, I switch the kettlebell and then come back the other direction as well. Again, I've got my knee wraps on there, okay? It's my wife's doing the filming for me. Then after I took that, I took again 75 seconds, 90 seconds rest. I then went on to do essentially bodyweight RDL, Romanian deadlift. You'll see it's got a broom handle there. I want to sort of retrain the nervous system for that particular movement, kind of get myself set, okay? I will bring that back in at some point weighted. Most likely I'll start with some kettlebell, some light kettlebell. But this particular session, I was just getting into the habit of retraining the nervous system into that movement pattern, keeping my spine in a nice neutral position, not hyperextending, obviously no flexion, okay? So I did about, again, 4 or 5 sets of those. Backwards and forwards, and then I finished with some seated calf raises. They're not in the video. It took me about 55 minutes or so to complete, and yeah, my legs were nicely trashed at the end of it, okay? But I have come here with a very sort of progressive, 1-2 months at a time, move on to something else. A lot of bodyweight step-ups, general split squats, bodyweight hip extensions, even sort of seated straight leg raises, all these kind of things. And I'm just gently bringing myself back to loading. Now, I've told a lot of my subscribers as well, I will be going for another MRI, most likely now at the 2-year point. So I've got about another 3 months or so to go, 3-4 months before that comes around. I was just in the MRI center, just checking how much it costs where I live now. So I'll need to get a doctor referral. So I'll go to a doctor, get referred, and I can get an MRI. And then we can look at how the MRI looks from now, obviously so back from 24 months ago when I went for the first one, okay, second time around. But just to let you guys know, look, it is possible to come back from this particular injury. Again, my L5S1 was re-injured again, but I've actually got bulging at L2, L3, L3, L4. I did have some femoral nerve pain, I had sciatica nerve pain, I had all these different things. The thing I have left now is a little bit of residual kind of sciatica pain, but it sort of comes and goes. I have more good days than bad days, okay? I have a little bit of burning toe sometimes. It doesn't last very long. So it's mainly just because the nerve takes so long to heal once you get a bit older, okay? And it's very normal. And then if you've got a long drive, or if you long drives recently, that might agitate it a little bit. It becomes more sensitive to agitation. And it takes time for all that to calm down, okay? But time really is the biggest factor when it comes to this particular injury. But I want you guys to know that there is hope out there. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You can get back to lifting. Myself, I'm planning to sort of do this kind of routine for the next 2 or 3 months. I will change. I usually change my routines every 4 weeks. That's the best thing to do. 4 to 6 weeks, you change it around. It doesn't get stale. You don't get overloaded. You don't cause any overuse injuries, etc. Then I progress it to the next level, doing something else. If you're interested yourself to try to get back into the gym, I've just created my first kind of 3-month back to the gym program. People that have just come out of rehab and want to get back into the gym and be able to lift again. If you're interested, please just hit me up in the comment section. Just type yes or gym, whatever. I'll recognize what it's all about. You can also drop me an email. That's in the down below in the description as well. Okay, if you're interested in it, and I can send you links to that as well. Okay, guys, listen, I hope this video has been useful for you to show that, you can be, very severely injured with this type of injury, but you can come back to becoming stronger and get back to your normal lifting again, yeah? If you've got comments, questions, okay, you want to reach out to me, hit me up in the comment section down below, or you can send me a personal email. It's not a problem, okay? I get back to everybody. You can also book a free advice call. It's 45 minutes, an hour. Get a lot of free advice for things to go and try to do to get yourself back on the road to pain-free healing. All right, guys, Hope you liked the video. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.